Word of advice.
Yo, baby mama ugly as shit.
Bro, you got it, bro.
Oh!
What? Hold up. Why did I get here?
Guys, we have found out, is Apple more worthy or Samsung? What's good with the YouTube? It's your boy. Hold on. I didn't like that. Hold up. What's good with the YouTube? It's your boy Keenan, man, and I'm back with another video. Now, before I get started, like, comment, subscribe up here or in the description. I would drop my Twitter and Snapchat, which is both Keen the Fiend. So you make sure y'all do that. Now, the other day on my Snap story, I asked some of you to tell me what stories you wanted to hear. It's two stories. One is my first job and the first time I got robbed. And a lot of people said they want to hear about that one first. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. But before we start, again, if you want to hear more of me and be a part of this squad, which we call the Trill Gang, why don't you just go ahead and subscribe? And make sure you share this video. All right. So, for starters, you know me, I like to tell it all. You feel me? Now I'm just playing. But all serious, I'm gonna set the scene. So I gotta take my glasses off for this one. I had just got out, finished eighth grade. Eighth grade year ended pretty badly. I ended up getting through middle school, and I'm a naive young ninth grade black boy going to a predominantly all black school. I'm not going to say the school's name, but I went there and, I was just trying to fit in at that time because I ain't going to lie. I was a lame nigga growing up. Now I be chilling, you feel me? I'm more outgoing and stuff, but back then I was a lot more reserved. And so I go and I'm going there and I'm making friends and all that. I never had a problem making friends. Things that was brought to my attention was I like to play basketball, right? So two dudes I became cool with at the time said, hey, after school, we can go across the street to this park that was right across the street. So I was like, okay, cool. Now, I heard some things about the park, what goes down there, but, you hear rumors about stuff all the time, and sometimes you just ignore it. So I was like, the hell with it. We're just going to go. Back at that time, my mom and father was picking me up from school, so they wouldn't come getting off work for like 5 o'clock. So I'm probably getting picked up at 5:30, 5:45. So because it was so much time between me getting out I think school got out, if I'm correct, was either 3:15 and 2:15. Don't quote me, but I think it was one of those two times. So that's a lot of time in between until 5:30, right? So, all right, so I get through class, I have my bag and stuff, and I was like, all right, we're going to go hoop. So we walk across the street. Now, the school I went to, if you go further down that street, there was another high school, which is considered like our rivals. So those people that go to that school would come up to this park also, and sometimes they would start trouble. But I go up to the park, and on the way the park is set up, you have the parking lot, you have like this little shelter thing, and then right near the shelter, you have the first court, and then there's probably like 4 other courts, like 3, 4 other courts. Most people play it on the top court. So I get up to the top court, I drop my stuff down, and I'm playing on the one goal right near my stuff. We're shooting around, back then, I thought I was nice. I was still athletic. I could still go up and do this, that, and the third. We were just playing, shooting some hoops. Nothing too crazy, or nothing that would say, hey, danger is on the rise. You feel me? You need to be more aware. Because again, like I said earlier, I was very naive at that point because I was very sheltered as a child. So I didn't grow up in the hood per se. I had a lot of hood friends and we didn't stay far from the hood, but I didn't grow up in the hood, And because I was so sheltered, a lot of the stuff when it comes to racism and the stuff I'm about to talk about, when it first came upon me, I was just like, damn, like this is what really goes down. You know what I'm saying? So, so we're playing basketball for probably about 10 minutes. And one of our guys like, hey, yo, let's go to the other goal, which is same court, but we're just going to go to the other goal. I dropped my stuff down. Now, me being the naive ninth grader, this young ninth grader at the time, I didn't never think nothing about, hey, somebody may take your stuff. So I take my phone, I drop it, put it under my shirt, and I put my bag over there, and I go to the other end and hoop. So we're probably hooping for about a good, I say a good 15, 20 minutes, all right? And I'm still not thinking about the fact that I left my phone out where somebody can take it. And so the crazy part is a group of dudes from Hardin come up, and, they're being loud and ruckus, and it's like 10 of them, and it's like 3 of us. And the other 2 dudes, I was cool with them, but I wasn't cool to the point where I'm about to go to war with them type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think nothing about it. So they came, they said, hey, we're about to come on the court. And we like, nah, bro, we're about to run a game or something like that, just us 3. And the arguments breaks out. And then they said, all right, whatever. So they're going to go to the other court. And I guess because they got upset that I was the one that said, nah, we're about to run just us 2. Whatever, my dumb self. I thought I was big and bold back there, man. Like Cole said, fraudulent, man. Like I had to put on that exterior because I was considered a church boy growing up. Anybody that went to church, when you're considered a church boy, people always try you because they think you soft as nails. You feel me? So we're playing, and one dude, I don't even know the dude's name. I see somebody look like he going in my stuff, but I don't think twice about it. Again, I'm just hooping. I'm in my vibe. I'm chilling. Matter of fact, it was on a Friday too, so I was just vibing and chilling, right? And at the time, I didn't say that at the time, I was in a relationship and we were all right, but eventually it was going to be over eventually. But at the time, we were all right. You feel me? And I had to go. I was heavily in the church, so like choir practice, mime team, all that. We do that on Friday night and Saturdays. So the guy walks by my stuff. I look at him. He looks at me and he turns away. I turn away, bro. Not even 2 minutes. I turn. I look back. The group of dudes I said that was there earlier is over there. And I run over to my bag because something just seems off. And my phone's gone. So I'm like, yo, which one of y'all got my phone? And they're like, doesn't matter, look, blah, blah, blah. And they just making fun of me because they took my phone. And I didn't know which one it was. You feel me? So I'm mad. I had an Android. I think it was like a Samsung. I don't even remember what Samsung it was. It might have been like a 4 or a 5. Maybe a 4, 5. And so at the time, that phone was expensive. My parents had just bought it not too long ago for me. So I'm over here panicking. And because I'm panicking, so now my pride kicked in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get my phone back. So I'm going back and forth with the group of dudes. And one of the dudes, he like pushes me and I go and just hit him just right there and hit him in the mouth. Hit him in the jaw. He drops. And so so all of a sudden, it's 9-on-1, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yo, I probably shouldn't have done that. Because the other 2 dudes, they already just walked off. They wanted no parts of it. But that pride thing, like J. Cole said, pride is the devil. My pride, because again, my phone just got taken. You got to understand. I'm thinking, I'm more worried about what my dad and mom going to say compared to the fact that these dudes who go to the rival school, and by the way, we're packing. If you don't know what that means you're too young, first off. When someone say they're packing, you feel me? But I didn't know that. And they tried to jump me. And luckily somebody had came up and yelled, he got a gun. And when I heard that, I was like, nah, I got to get out of here. So I get my stuff, and the dude, they start taking off, and I felt like the dude was about to go back to his car or whatever. And to this day, I don't know which one of them took my freaking phone. I just don't know. But I got robbed. I got robbed and about damn got jumped at the same time. But again, I was going to do what I got to do to get my phone back, because at that time, I was more worried about what my parents were going to say than the fact that these dudes could have killed me. Ninth grade, 14-year-old kid trying to go up against a bunch of dudes in the other high school just because you trying to prove a point that I'm not soft. And that's also that church boy thing too, because again, like I said earlier, when you're perceived as a church boy, you're considered soft, you're considered weak. You know, people pick on you, they want to try you because they want to get you out of character. And I was like, listen, I may go to church and all that, but you're not about to just, my thing was, you wasn't about to just disrespect me and I don't put up a fight. I didn't care about getting beat up. I didn't care about dying at the time, because at the end of the day, I was going to go down swinging, you know? So they scattered, and I'm like, damn, let me go ahead and get out of here before something happens. So I get my stuff, and the dude runs back to his car, and I this is how I know God is good. Lord knows what his dude could have been doing. He could have went back to his car, getting another strap. He could have went to his car to do whatever, but I got out of there. I go back to the school, which is like literally right across. I asked one of the guys, can I call my dad on the phone? So I'm sitting there, and at the end of the crazy thing about it, my parents will probably find out now, they never knew nothing about that situation. All they knew was my phone got taken. I had to dumb it down because I didn't want to just tell them that, hey, my phone got taken, I got robbed. By the way, I about got jumped, because if anybody knows how it goes in life, whether you in the street life or not, you do not snitch. Period. You don't do that. They have a saying, snitches get stitches. So I wasn't about to tell them, these dudes from Harding came and took my phone, which I probably should have, because then they probably would have filed a police report. And y'all know, filing a police report or anything, black community, y'all know, you know how what goes out. And some those guys find out that I filed a report, they come back to the school, and then Lord knows, or maybe they come after my family, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, so I go, I call, I dialed the number. I think my friend had an iPhone. This was pre-iPhone days. I was still Samsung Android. I didn't get an iPhone till college, but still sticking to the story. So I get the guy's phone. I'm putting in a number, and when I tell you, my fingers was like tripling. It was like just doing this. I was shaking, because like I just witnessed somebody take my stuff. I about got beat up for it, and I could have possibly got shot at the same time. Like, bruh, like you can't make this up, bruh. And the crazy thing about it, one of the dudes that ended up trying to fight me ended up getting arrested for murder later on. So think about that bullet I dodged. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm shaking, trying to get the phone. So I get the phone, I'm doing like this. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, Lord, oh my God, how do I tell my dad? So I said, okay, I'm going to call my dad, because my dad, to me, is more calm compared to my mother. So I said, let me call him instead of my mother. So I call him, and I just told him, hey, I didn't tell him why my phone got taken, what I was doing. I just said, hey, my phone got stolen or whatever. So can you track it? He said, whoop the whoop. Glad you told me, boom. So he tracked the phone, and we ended up cutting the phone off at the time. I think whoever the guy took it, probably went and took it to the pawn shop. Because back then, at that time, people were taking phones. They would steal your phone, and then they would go take it to a pawn shop and sell it. Because the pawn shop's not going to say, oh, no, we can't take the phone. And if they got an iPhone, they would jailbreak it. So, I mean, man, yeah. So that's why when I heard of J. Cole and he was talking about getting to some scuffles, I'm not a fighter, bro, but I'm going to defend myself. You feel me? I mean, hey, it was like 10 on 1. I got a couple good shots in. And dude got hit me too, but hey, I was willing to prove myself because I was sick and tired of people coming for me being, oh, church boy. Cause I used to get bullied all the way. I'm not even gonna tell you what happened in high school. Got bullied all until senior year. Got bullied. You imagine getting bullied, but nobody would fight me though. They would always bully me, but they would cheer me on at sporting events when I was going for the school because I was really good and stuff like that, which was kind of weird because you're like, all right, whatever. But so I called my dad. I remember to this day, he was like, okay. He was really calm. He was upset that I was irresponsible based off the story I told him. Now, had I told him the real story, he probably would have had a different tune. That's fact. But, at the end of the day, that taught me that, listen, because again, like I said earlier, I was sheltered up until that point. So I didn't know what it was like to get robbed. I didn't even know what it was like to get punched in my face, let alone trying to defend yourself outside of playing sports. And so, and then to find out that one of the guys that was there, who was the one with the gun, ended up going to jail for murdering somebody. And I don't even think he went to the school. I think he stayed in the neighborhood. So just imagine, not only did he kill somebody, I could have been victim number 2. But that's why I said God is good, man. So back to the cell call. And so when the parents pick me up, I'm like so nervous, right? So so imagine this is the car, right? So I open the door. I don't even look at my parents. I just do like one of these numbers. Look away. And I'm just like so shocked that I'm still in shock. I'm still trying to process what happened. Like, yo, you just got robbed. You feel me? Over a phone. Like, at that time, I was so naive. If you asked me to borrow my phone or use it, I would have let you do it. But I'm like, why did they do that to me, though? They didn't take the stuff from the other 2 guys. So now looking back at it, I feel like the 2 guys set me up. Because this was probably with like the second week of school. So I feel like the 2 guys I went with set me up. Because think about it. You asked me to come to this part. They're both were juniors. You asked me to come to this part. Okay, that's cool. The who, whatever. And one, you told the guy to stop, but you didn't jump in when they tried to fight me. Y'all took off. And your stuff didn't get touched because I didn't say this earlier. Where my stuff was, their stuff was right beside my stuff. And their phone was over there too. They didn't touch their stuff. They came from my stuff. So I'm just like, why y'all taking my stuff, man? Like, I'm just a little scrawny nigga from fresh out of middle school. Like, I'm not trying to cause no problems. I'm just trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to fit in and fit in how I can get it. So, to this day, looking back on it, it made me tougher. Am I still a fighter or whatever? No. I've never been a fighter, but I will defend myself if I need to. But looking back on it, if I can go back, I probably wouldn't have tried to defend myself at the time. I would have just, 1, probably never went to the park. But 2, if I went to the park, I would have kept the stuff on me. Because I'm like, it's not worth dying over a phone. It's not. Like J. Cole said in that song, Pride is the Devil. I'll take this as advice. Your pride will get you killed. It can get you killed. You mess with the wrong people. And I about found that out firsthand. And, you can call it a near-death experience, but just think about what would have happened if I wasn't processing what was going on and I stood there and dude went back to the car, got the gun, and shot me. Because I just told you earlier, the dude went eventually, probably like months later, went to jail for murder. So if he murdered somebody that time, I would have been nothing to him. Hell, I would have just been another motherfucker he just smoked. So that's that. So I looking back on it now, being a little more mature than I was at that time. I'm glad that I had this experience. I wouldn't wish that upon nobody though. Being robbed is not fun because, hey, a lot of times people get killed when they get robbed. Especially if you're one of those people with the pride and you're not going to give the stuff up. Nowadays, they just shoot you. They just shoot you. And again, I still feel to this day that I was set up. There's no question in my mind that I was set up. But, hey, we made it through. I'm alive and I'm well. And God be my witness. Because God was there for me during that time. Because back during that time, as a young man, I wouldn't just pop off on people, but I just got frustrated with people trying me all the time, man. Like, I'm one of the nicest dudes ever, period. But if people would try to take that niceness for granted, I'm like, y'all being all acting like this and whatever, you acting like I won't come across this table and smack the fuck out you right now. Don't get it twisted. I'm like my grandma. I'm nice, but don't try me. I will come across like people used to do that to me all the time. They would pick at me and do this, that, and the third. And during that time, I was going through it. 9th grade, depression. Oh my God. What? If you go look in the dictionary for depression, my name was right there. I had severe depression all the way through high school, even into my adult years. I finally got diagnosed a couple years ago. I would just be sad because I would never talk about this stuff with my parents. I advise kids, my young people, have that dialogue with your parents. I didn't have that dialogue with my parents because I was afraid of what would have been said on the other end, or that they wouldn't reciprocate it the way I needed them to reciprocate it. I tell my younger sibling now, like, be open, so we can help you. I wasn't open, and hell, Lord knows, my parents probably just thought I was just going to school and getting an education. They didn't know I was in a mix of making some bad decisions, number one. Number two, I could have got killed a couple times just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, that park, I haven't been to that park since I graduated high school, and I do not plan on going back. Don't get me wrong, there were some good memories at the park, but that robbery, I ain't gonna lie. After the robbery, dude, I had nightmares about that. I had nightmares of the dude sitting there going in his car. And I used to have nightmares, and I was just like, man, like, I was losing my mind. And I just didn't know what to do. I didn't even tell my uncle. My uncle, one of the closest people I talked to, didn't tell him. Didn't tell the people at church. Because I knew in my mind, I'm not a street nigga. I've never been one. But I know the rules of what goes on. You do not tell that stuff to your family. Because once family get involved, that's when people get killed. And I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting killed. That was my mindset. I didn't want to tell my family what happened to me, and all of a sudden, dude finds out, comes back with a gun. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all see it. You see it all the time. You see people snitch on something, and all of a sudden, their family's getting murked. Usually, that's people that's in that game banger life. I didn't do that type of stuff. I was not in that game banger lifestyle. But that rule still applies. It still applies outside of game banging and street life. That applies in school. That's just fact. But to wrap up the story, so I'm in the car, you feel me? And we had a conversation. I didn't get another phone for a minute, but when I got it, I took a little better care of it. You feel me? But thank y'all for tuning in. Again, your boy got robbed. I'll be the first to say it. I guess you could say I got jumped, but not really. So I don't consider that an L because Nobody really landed any flush shots. They pushed me a few times, but I hit at least 2 dudes. One dude, I hit him in the jaw and he dropped. The other dude, I hit him and then he took off. So, to me, I'm cool. You got to take your wins and your losses. That was my first taste of reality of what goes on outside of my little bubble. Because, again, I told you, I was sheltered. So, I was in like my family bubble. Me and my family were close. And after that moment, my trust issue was already on edge because of my relationship. And I won't put her in there because me and her had trust issues in the relationship already. But it was that, and then some of my friends that I thought were my friends were grimy, and they was talking shit about me behind my back. And when shit hit the fan, they turned their back on me. They did. And so I didn't know how to process that. But looking back on it now, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. I'm just glad I'm alive to tell my story. And again, I want to motivate everybody that comes to my channel, because I feel like if I don't do nothing else in this life, I want to stop somebody from committing suicide. I want to stop somebody from going to kill somebody. I want to stop somebody from making a decision that they're going to regret. Take it from me. Look at me, man. I'm not flashy. Do I got stuff? I have stuff just like everybody else, but I'm just a normal dude. A normal dude that's proud to be black, that is proud now of the things he had to overcome. And we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm pushing out these videos for y'all, man. And I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So, again, if you like that video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Join the Trill Gang. And, again, I got new videos coming up soon. My next video will probably be up soon enough. So, y'all do that for your boy. And we out, nigga!